Hello friends, today I'm going to demonstrate about the simulation of macroprocessor in System Software and Compiler Lab. So what is the basically macroprocessor does is uh, it's a notational convenience for the programmer, and it allows programmer to write shorthands. So suppose a programmer wants to define a constant value and it has its use in many places in the program. So rather than uh, writing the value over and over again, we can just define it at the beginning. So that definition is called macro, and it might be defined for a function or for a constant value variable. So in the program, it recognizes the macro definition, and according to that it expands the macro, and it does the program. So for suppose if we define the value of pi as 3.14, and wherever we use the value of pi in the program, so the pi value will be replaced by 3.14 and the calculations will be taken. So I have input like this. So I define pi r value. Uh, so here 2 into pi into b. So instead of writing this 3.14 everywhere, I write pi, and when my program will run, this pi value will be replaced by 3.14, and similarly r value will be replaced, and the function here, the function of x comma y, this argument, the formal argument, it has a definition as x equal to x plus y. So when this is used here in the function, the same function will be replaced by x equal to x plus y, and just like the formal values, the actual values will be printed. So here is my code. So I am reading the file. So for that, I have a file class file equal to new file of. I give the file path name. Then I use files input stream f equal to new file input stream file, and then the buffer reader. The buffer reader br equal to new buffer reader of. Then I pass this new input stream reader into the buffer reader. So it will read my file. Now I define. Now I declare the variables string L, then buffer, and then our temporary value, and PQ, MN, these are the index, and the arrays for value, variables for formal parameter and actual parameter. Now another two more arrays, FNT and FDT. Now I'm reading the input, I'm getting the multi-line input. Now after reading the line, it will check. So from the file, after reading, so L equal to br dot read line not equal to null. So till it doesn't reach the end of the line, the loop continues. So if it starts with hash define, then it enters in the loop. Now if hash define is followed by parenthesis, that means a function definition has been done. Then I'm replacing all the commas in the function and the parenthesis by space, and I'm just splitting it, and after that whatever the arguments I have, I'm placing it in a the two arguments are placed in the array called FDT. This is a two-dimensional array, and now I'm decrementing the count of E and incrementing the count. So after otherwise else, if hash define is followed by variable, so the variable is stored in the variable array, and the value stored in variable array. Now in the program, if I have if L contains parenthesis and does not contain means if it's a function and not a main function, then the same thing is done. The commas are replaced by space. So if more than one argument is passed through it, so it takes in and store the actual parameter in the array after splitting it in array called AR2. Now to store the actual parameter, I'm comparing it. So AR2.length, the loop will work, and now I'm giving the AR2 value, that is the value stored in the array uh, previously. Now it is initialized to the actual parameter and it is incremented. Now I am converting the array into a list and checking if that argument is present or not. Now to do that, I use array.aslist fnt dot contains AR2 of 0. Now if the actual parameter value is present, then the formal parameter is replaced by the actual parameter in the array. So for an int I equal to 0, I less than formal parameter dot length I plus plus, then L dot replace formal parameter by actual parameter. So it will replace the formal parameter by actual parameter. So that goes the part of the function. And now for printing all of the contents of the program, I check the characters character by character, and if the characters if I have given the condition the ASCII values, so if the characters are in the ASCII value range, so I have taken a buffer and it's concatenating the character in a buffer. Now if the buffer is not null, that is if not empty, and if the contents of the variable is found, it is replaced in the buffer and displayed. That means if a variable is found that has been defined for which the macro has been defined, if that is found in the buffer, so that is replaced by the value. So to do that, I'm using L equal to L dot replace buffer value by the value of k, and after that the buffer is emptied again. So this goes on until all the characters are printed. So finally this line is printed. In case of any exception, I have used this try and catch block. So this was the code. So when I run this program, so this is my input first, this pi, this is defined, so this has to be replaced, pi has to be replaced, this r has to be replaced, and function has to be replaced with a equal to a plus b, just like this. So when I'm running this file, so as you can see, it has replaced the value of pi, value of r, and also the function. So this is how a macro simulation is done in the compiler. Thanks for watching.